Hello and welcome to this channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the today's 9th April 2025 Hindu editorial analysis. So how are you? Hope you are doing fine. So every day I am continuing this series. I uploaded this series every day between 9 to 10 p.m. You can check out. And if you are visiting first time to my channel, just spare some time and see the content, live series, shorts, motivations, everything found in this, and you find this channel worth it. Just subscribe to it for further upcoming news editorial analysis, and do give me suggestions, feedback. How do you like this the content? It's helped me a lot to improve my content. So let's start our new editorial with the thought of the day is setting the goals is the first step is turning the visible and visible into visible. So anything you want in your life, first set the goals, priorities, so that is today that is not visible will be visible in future through your hard work, your constancy, your discipline. So let's start with the recap what we are going to cover today. So front page is covering about the SC pulls up the Tamil Nadu government to set the deadlines to clear bills. Historic HC verdict is a victory for all state of government telling. Extended to this news cover on the second page about the government cannot changes his mind on second time. Third is about covering about the new Aadhaar app facial authentication testing phases Vishnu and the artist of through the recycled plastic waste, a painting that is beautifully shown here, the front page of the newspaper on a Kanaku place. And also the China vows to fight to end the tariff as a war with US raises. Next is covering the state news is about the elections found Bihar cabinet approves hiring for over 27,000 government jobs. Fifth covering editorial is the strengthening the enforcement of judicial order, a regional revival. Next editorial is the Trump effect and the possible catches exoduses of expertise. Seventh is covering why active mortality is necessary in India. Eighth is a genome study and about the La Nina week. So that's for today. So let's start the newspaper with the front page. Here they're discussing about to set the deadlines for and to clear all the bills. Already the issue was going there that government is not implementing the bill, just resolved all the bills for the president here, and Supreme Court finally give a notice to Tamil Nadu to set all the deadlines to clear the bills. So the Supreme Court Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi conduct unconstitutional slamming in action in crucial bill for a month's two together to referring them to president soon as they repass by state legislature after its conduct to the judicial spotlight. So the top court demands that the 10 bills have received assent, clearing President Draupadi Murmu, who assented only 1 to bills in the rejecting 7. So not in considering 2 others be void. So it is also fixed time limits 1 to 3 months for governor to take action and on future bills. And the court said that the court said the governor must be a friend, guide, and philosopher to a state, not a hindrance. So the law is not passed as the government is give all the bill for their concern, keep the reserve to the president. So it should not hindrance. So Article 200 says that governor should be a guide, not a hindrance here. So Justice Pradewala, who authored the judgment that Mr. Ravi had acted as a roadblock by delaying the actions on bills sent to him for consent for Assembly 200, and the article gives the 3 choices to as assent, withhold assent, or reserve the bill. So these are the power. So the governor cannot indefinitely delay the exercising by her choice, and the court once the bill is presented to governor, constitutional obligation to opt one of 3 choices. Same is related to the second page is covering that governor cannot change his mind for second time Supreme Court. So the Tuesday the bill of the president considered when the proposed law, earlier rejected by him, is presented by second time the state legislature. So the bench headed by Justice P.D. Parwal referred to Tamil Nadu government to had withheld the 10 bills sent to him and out of consent under Article 200. And the bills were repassed, assembly, governor closes to opt and refer them to president. So these are happening there. Governor must give a primacy to people will. So they are about the people's problems, not just for a hindrance for a state to not pass any law. Second is about historic SC verdict is a victory for all state government. So same is the pending bills within the Tamil Nadu government. So R.N. Ravi for president as it effectively approved and was huge victory for all state in the Tamil Nadu chief minister M.K. Sani said in assembly, like breaking the good news amidst thumping of the desk by members of DMK. And it says that DMK principles such as state autonomy and federalism. So on behalf of Tamil Nadu government also have elected the people. Tamil Nadu who elected us, and I thank the Supreme Court for protecting this. So next is about here the Aadhaar app will be put out the unique identification in India soon. Minister of Electronic Technology Ashwini Vaishnav said that even, and the app has revamped the design, so it has also facial recognition features. Aadhaar app can be downloaded here, and it already contains the facial recognitions feature to securely share the Aadhaar data, and it allows the user to avoid sharing physical Aadhaar card or photocopy at hotels, airports, where the document ID is used as an ID proof. It will alone use on a phone to scan the QR and their face to verify their identity. So roll out widely after the testing. Next is the picture here about the finishing touches to art installation made by plastic waste, and it is just a recycled vision covering through the Hindu. Next is the China vows fight to end the tariff war with US raises. So the blackmail China on Tuesday vowed not to bow blackmail from United States as a global trade was ignited by US president and sweeping tariffs as a little black awaiting even as a batter stock. So the Trump threatened to ratchet the tariff on US imports, and there is a second largest economy, more than 100% of the Wednesday in response to Beijing declaration decision to meet their reciprocal duties. And the blackmailing, America side blackmailing nature, China's commerce industry Tuesday, and European Union proposed the counter tariffs of its own. So tariffs onslaught swept the dozen of the countries at the financial markets. Here is about the RGI flags delay by hospitals in reporting birth death. So the Registrar General India has cautioned the private and government hospitals they must report incident of birth and death within the 20 days after it was found that many medical institutions were flouting the law by delaying the universal registration. So instead of immediate reporting birth, many hospitals are waiting the ability to request it for directing for report to send it to them. In March 17 circular, RGI office 90% of the birth and events are getting registered in India, and significant process has been made toward the goal of universal registration. So the target of 100% registration birth is yet to be achieved. And one of the prime reasons for non-realization of the goal of universal registration is non-reporting of birth and death. So what is the punishable negligence here? Because RGI here comes under the Union of Ministry Authority and said that per section as per section 23(2) the registration of birth and death RBD Act, negligence by the registrar registering any birth or death is punishable with a fine. RBD Act, which in amended the 23 mandates that registration bill of birth of all the centers on death of central portal from October 1 to 2023. So this must be all the birth and death must be registered under the registration record, so that there's without any censor delay the status obtained through civil registration record. Next is the editorial here will covering about one more news is about the state here. The 27,000 government jobs elections bound Bihar cabinet approved hiring of 27,000 government jobs. So there is a cabinet of 27,370 department posts in various departments, and most of the 20,016 vacancies will be done by the health department. So let's see how much he is from fulfilling the promises. Every time there is a Duties elections is coming in the Bihar, so many like employment schemes have been implemented, but the promises of giving the jobs. So the recruitment drive outside the, so these are the staging demonstration of the unemployment outside. And here the 84 development officers monitor the schools at block level. There are about 84,000 panchayat, 524 block in states. And Congress Rashtriya Janata Dal has rallies, and Yadav is promising to implement 100% domicile policy if the party has come into interactions. The Yadav has spoken about the provided 5 lakh jobs during 17 months. So these are the promises made by him. The parties. Next is the strengthening enforcement of a judicial order. So here the incident about the resident of a central Jaipur face a persistent disturbances from air horn uses by buses and trucks even during the late hours despite of existing noise pollution, and NGT has issued an order limiting the air horn uses on major road between 10 pm to 6 pm. So that including traffic policies, transport departments and pollution control board. So just giving a basic background of NGT, what is it? So NGT's, it's NGT National Green Tribunal Act. So the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 come for effective disposal of the cases relating to the environmental protection, for environmental protection, and second is about conservation of forest and other natural resources. So the Article 21 of the Constitution protect the right of life and personal liberty. So NGT provides basically under the specified 7 laws. Here are the 7 laws about. First is the Water Act 1974. Okay. Second is the Watersheds Act 1977. Third is the Forest Conservation Act. It's 1980. Air Act 1981. Environment and Protection Act is 1986. Sixth is about Public Liability Insurance Act 1991. And seventh is the Biological Diversity Act 2002. So its application within the NGT is mandated to make disposable of application within the 6 months of filing the same. So headquarters is in Delhi, New Delhi, and it's also in Bhopal, Pune, Kolkata, Chennai. There are 3-4 headquarters. At least 10 but not more than 20 judicial member, at least 10 but not more than 20 expert members. So decision of tribunal are binding, and tribunal has a power to review its own decision and country within the 90 days. So if this fails, then decision can challenge to Supreme Court within the 90 days. So these are the basic background. So here's the the NGT should have done to evaluate possibility its order and action which renewable. So judicial order that incorporate the strategies to overcome the enforcement challenges have potential to optimize resources utilization, foster public satisfactions by focusing on practical and actionable, meaningful, lasting outcomes can be drawn from Kathmandu in Nepal, and where the strict enforcement of noise control measures combined with public awareness changes. So demonstrate how proactive enforcement supported by public education cooperation can drive the changes. So enforcement is not merely a procedural task, it is integral to justice itself. So what is the antiseptic hurdles is the challenges enforcing the judicial decision are imbality and systemic issues. Like enforcement agencies are often reluctant to act, minor creating a significant discontent of judicial. So there is also a famous case in state of Tamil Nadu versus K. Balu 2017. Here the case discussing here that the Supreme Court aimed to curbed the road accident caused by drink driving, and promoted the liquid selling of 500 meter of highways. And also it's a location of a liquid outletted beyond the 500 meters. So there may be certain exceptions relevant to the consider the enforcement. So the section 38 of civil code procedure CPC, India gave a power to execute a degree in both. So what is India witness withdrawal enforcement? Also the case of common cause of Union India 2018, the Supreme Court legalized the passive inquest. Passive enthusiasm and success of these judgments stemmed from clarity, the specific guidelines for healthcare institution and strategic monitoring. And also there is about the Taj trapezium. This Taj trapezium zone directives highlighted the significance of interagency collaborations and recommendation of Varadajaran committee, and the Mathura Wall Refinery regular air quality monitoring was mandated. So how to ensure the enforcement basically here? To agency to review and remedy the situations, regular audit and reporting the would face threat the failing to execute such orders. So transparency is a key mechanism, robust policy formation and effective dissemination of information. So in conclusion, effective judicial reform in India is undermined by weak enforcement mechanism. To bridge this systemic gap, it is imperative to establish a structured system. Engagement can significantly improve the compliance. Next is a regional reform. It's a regional revival. It's about the BIMSTEC meeting that already a summit provided a platform for bilateral. So BIMSTEC is a Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-sectoral, technical and economic cooperation summit, the sixth, which was brought leader of 7 neighboring countries to Bangkok at a time of global turbulence, which was opportunity to resilient. So originally cast as bridging a mechanism between South Asia, South Asian countries, due to political underpinning, the collapse of India-Pakistan ties post 2014 SAARC made a little moments, whereas the micro grouping of Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal ran around. The Bhutanese parliament rejected the motor wheel agreement, and also the BIMSTEC Chamber of Commerce called BIMSTEC HAB and free trade agreement, negotiating about the free trade agreement, custom agreement, plan outlined in Vision 2030. So the provider leaders a rare opportunity for bilateral meetings and treatment of minorities, like Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina killing and former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina stays in India. Modi's advised that rhetoric must be avoided in neighbors important but must follow in Dhaka and Delhi. So Mr. Modi with Nepal leader KP Sharma Oli came after a month of tension over Indian refusal to issue to Mr. Oli in invite. It is an hope that exchanges will lead to early visit and resolution to this issue. So Mr. Modi counsel to General Minute and Mr. Yunus restoring a democratic in Myanmar. Bangladesh will head it, and the SAARC will important state BIMSTEC with coalitions and not allowed atrophism as targeted. So these are all. Next, moving to the next article is about how the Trump effect and the policies excluded of expertise. So it's about the LinkedIn former student writer is studying about how the United States Court of God a few days ago, like he is actively seeking the position where he may be able to leverage experiences of biotech, pharma students, and he is a student who completed his doctorate degree, and it's the consequences that standard publication record is the case of example immediate consequences. He is curbing of academic by a Trump administration. It has been long in a world leader. Almost every area research, National Science Foundation was established, an American research university, National Institute of NIH, which go back late 19th century, significant expansion. So what is a disruption here is the US academic community democracy and a freedom of result of Trump war on science. For example, Columbia University agreed to enact a number of policy changes in response to threat from Trump administration. So how is the its implementation of laws and their effect as a possible exodus of expertise. Like the scientists who retain their job there, they have still place in American agency and research institute. There could be fear of more hiring and funding freezes, data transfer limitations, censorship. So how they're controlling the persons that are also living there, how they affected their life. Also, early career researchers are undoubtedly concerned about Mr. Trump distribution because of job cuts in federal research agencies. So what be the earlier career research undoubtedly concerned about Mr. Trump disturbance? So there could be a research brain drain about editorial science general nature has described Mr. Trump action as an assault on science and its intrinsic economics. However, can still constitute endless frontier, global academic flows, a worldwide vacancy and exodus. So it's suddenly recruited talented that he would not able to attract under normal circumstances. Like Michael Skiffer, European Innovations has announced social media a concept to invite scientists from US would be addressing a platform. So repercussion is like what are the potential long-term effects for a low honest decade. Wave of anger and fear circulate over a bright and darkened lands of Earth, obsessing the private lines. And also the Jewish scientists left Germany for Britain and America. 2600 Nazis in Germany established and Germany in until 1935. And Trump assault on science might be have a global repercussions. The flip side, that will be great deal on pressure on universities and it will affect the job on market. So just go through one line this tutorial. Next is that what is why active mobility necessary in India. So sporadic report accidental deaths and injury pedestrians, cyclists, metro cities or Indian are on the rise. So while at the include patches of dedicated services tend to ply them on bill. What is mobility? It is active mobility refers to the modes of transformation that use human power instead of modes of transport include walking, cycling, skateboarding and other non-motorized modes that are used. So active mobility in India has gained attention due to increasing traffic, congestion, pollution, health concern, rising pedestrian death. So this is accompanied by growing importance of sustainable reporting, national importance of transport and policies like National Transit Oriented NTOD, SCM, Smart Cities Mission, international efforts such as Paris Agreement, which emphasizes the reducing of carbon emission and protecting eco-friendly mobility. So Bengaluru's first bicycle, Mayor Satya Sangran, who has been key advocate for cycling and pedestrian friendly, and his efforts contribute to drafting the Karnataka Active Mobility Bill 222. In Karnataka, recorded the highest number of pedestrian deaths at the 13%. And therefore, bill aims to promote urban mobility through the protection of right of pedestrian and cyclist. So inherent goal of bill is to provide a legal structure and providing a legal structure and equal access to public space. And what is significance like active mobility in all forms has economic, social, and environmental health benefits also. And so the economic benefit include reduced household expenditure, lower healthcare costs, transportations, and enhance the public health also. So pedestrian friendly structure attract higher foot traffic. And about the reduce they enhance energy security significantly, reduce India's 12% carbon emission from road transportation. Cities are well developed with the transport, cleaner air, reduced traffic congestions. These are active modes. So what are the barriers here? Active mobility remains severely underutilized because of urban infrastructure actively discourages this. Like 85%, 21 data shows that 85% of roads do not meet minimum safety requirements like for walking and like cycling. So this also accompanied by the availability of low cost alternative modes of motorized transport. So how have other countries with the more than 35,000 km dedicated the cyclic lane? Netherlands is a global leader in promoting active mobility through cycling, and this is accompanied by Vision Zero, which aims to mitigate the number of incidents between pedestrians, cyclists and motor vehicles, which limit the prioritized pedestrian cycling in urban planning. So it's Bengaluru first motorcycle, Mayor Santkanya, and with more than 500 kilometers cycling lanes are Netherlands is a global leader in promoting cycles. So ninth is about genome studies that 180 million genetic variants found in 972 individuals. So blood samples are collected and about 20,000 individual DNA sample of 10,000 individuals subjected to whole genome and 75 samples from each tribal group. So 59 samples from non-tribal and 80 million genetics were found. The genome diverse genome along with the blood chemistry which improves the disease along. The SkyMet forecast normal monsoon La Nina week. So normal monsoon from June to September, the monsoon rainfall will be 3% more than a long time average. So with the 5%, 886 with the error of 5 margin 5%, and La Nina a half degree more cooling than a central equatorial Pacific region was V, and this vital gives a La Nina gave started fading. The occurrence of El Nino, La Nina just La Nina is basically This is the coming of rain, La Nina and El Nino. The hard debris normally corrupts the monsoon rolled out. So that's for today. Tomorrow we'll meet with a new editorial. Till now, I'm ending this session with a summary. So SC pull up the Tamil Nadu governor set up the deadline to clear bills. Historic SC verdict, all victory for all state government of Stalin. Second page is covering about. Same page is related to the governor cannot change his mind second time. Third is related to the new Aadhaar facial authentication testing phase, and RGI flags delay by hospital in reporting birth deaths. Fourth is about in bound Bihar's cabinet approve a hiring of over 27,000 government job. Fifth is related to strengthening the enforcement of judicial order. Seventh is the Trump effect and possible exodus of expertise. Eighth is active mobility necessary in India. And ninth is the genome study 180 million and SkyMote met forecast normal monsoon La Nina. So thank you for today's editorial. Tomorrow we'll meet with a new editorial. Till now, just give me your valuable feedback and suggestion. It will help me to improve lot. So tomorrow we'll meet with a new editorial. Thank you for today. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.